Okay, students, now class ninth. Uh, in this section, we will start up with section 3C, in which it has linear momentum and second law of motion. Clear? Now, first of all, we will discuss about linear momentum. See, actually, this is the physical quantity which came into existence because of mass and velocity of the object. According to the scientists, this physical quantity is denoted by small p, and its formula is P equals to m into V. See what happens, they said, according to Newton's first law, the body continues to be in rest until and unless an external force is applied on it. So according to them, the force applied depends on the mass as well as velocity. Clear? If the mass of the object is higher, then it requires larger force. If it is lighter, then it requires smaller force. So according to them, the force applied depends on both the quantities, that is mass as well as velocity. So they have given this as a definition, that linear momentum of a body is the product of mass and velocity. And actually the force needed to stop a moving body in a given time depends on the product of mass and velocity, they said this. So this is the physical quantity which is the product of mass and velocity. It is vector quantity. Clear? If we talk about its unit, then mass SI unit is kg, velocity is meter per second. This is the SI unit. Now the next part is change in momentum. What is change in momentum? Now here they have given a symbol, that is del. This denotes small change. What it denotes? Small change. Now according to them, del p, they substituting equals to del of mv, small change in both the side. Now according to them, the mass of a object will remains constant, only the velocity changes. So del p can be written as m del v, where del is the small change. It is known as delta also. Clear? Now if we compare it, that they said this mass will not change, but in the subatomic particles, that in case of atomic particle, they move with the speed of light. This is the speed of light, and in this these atomic particles, their mass will change with the speed. Mass increases with the increase in speed. There is a relation given, that is m equals to m naught upon root of 1 minus v upon c square. This is complete under root. Clear? Now this relation, where m naught is the initial mass, what it is? It is the initial mass. So they said in case of atomic particle, their speed, their mass changes, but generally we are not dealing with the speed of light. We are dealing with the velocity, which is far less than with the speed of light. Here c is the speed of light. What it is? Speed of light. So v, so in this case the mass will not change, so change in momentum is written as del p equals to m del v. This is the relation. Clear? Now with the help of del v, that means change in velocity, that means two types of velocity exist when a body is moving. So this topic comes to the next part, that is rate of change of momentum. Now according to that, suppose when a force is applied on a moving body, its velocity changes. Due to change in velocity, its momentum also changes. This we have done in the previous section. Clear? Now let us assume F is the force applied on the body of mass m. F is the force applied on the body of mass m, and its velocity, initial velocity, will be u, and with the applied force, it changes to v in time t. Clear? Now according to them, what is the initial momentum? If I talk about pi, pi means initial momentum, m into u. If I talk about pf, that is m into v. P final, momentum final, m into v. Now change in momentum, if we talk about change, pf minus pi, this is only the change, then mv minus mu. Clear? Now if we talk about rate, then students learn this. If they are asking about rate, that means this side is divided by t. Clear? Now take m common, v minus u upon t. This formula we have already studied, that is ma, then rate of change momentum equals to mass into acceleration. Rate of change of p means momentum equals to mass into acceleration. Clear? That means the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional. Rate of change of momentum is equal to the product of mass of the body and acceleration produced due to the force. Clear? Now here the mass is constant. Clear? Now with the help of this we will move to the Newton's second law. First of all, I will tell you the statement of Newton's second law. The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. This is the rate of change of momentum according to the previous section we have discussed. This is only the rate of change of momentum. Now according to them, F equals to ma. F is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum, that is ma. Now F equals to kma, where k equals to 1 always, so the formula will become F equals to ma. This is only the Newton's second law of motion. Now according to that Newton's second law, what the scientist told with the discussion of section 1, the actually a force is applied on the body, then the body moves, so it produces acceleration in the body. Clear? Whenever a force is applied, it produces acceleration in the body, and the acceleration relates with mass and change of momentum, mass and acceleration. Now generally what happens, if you are applying a larger force on the same body, two forces are applied on the same body, but the value of both the forces are, one is larger and one is smaller. If the larger force is there, then it produces a larger acceleration. If smaller force is there, then it produces a smaller acceleration. Then that means the acceleration a and force F, they has the direct relation. That means they are directly proportional. F is directly proportional to a. That means if you are applying the larger force, then larger acceleration is produced. Now similar with the mass, according to them, they said if the body is lighter, then you have to apply less force. If the body is heavier, then you have to apply higher force, mean larger force. Then F is directly proportional to m. Also here also the graph will go similar. If F and m is the mass, the graph will follow the straight line. Clear? Similar graph. Now combine these equation. F is directly proportional to ma, and it can be written as F equal to kma, which I have already told you. Then F equals to ma, because k equals to 1. K equals to 1, always unity. Clear? Now these two graphs shows that these are directly proportional. Clear? Now if we talk about this unit, this F equals to ma, this is the second law. Now if we talk about acceleration, and with the help of this relation F upon m equals to a, that means a is inversely proportional to m, or we can say m is inversely proportional to, then the graph between m and a will go like this. Learn these graph. This is a and this is mass. Clear? This is inversely proportional graph. Now we have derived F equals to ma. This is force. Clear? With the help of this we get the Newton's second law statement, that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on it, and the change of momentum takes place in the direction in which the force is applied. Clear? Now here the unit is Newton, because it is the force given by the scientist Newton, and it can also be written as kg meter per second square. That means 1 Newton equals to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. Now CGS unit of force is CGS. This is the previous one is the SI unit, and CGS unit of force is dyne. Now we can it can also be written as 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square, because if Mass is gram CGS, acceleration is centimeter per second square. Clear? Now the relationship between Newton and Dan. 1 Newton can be written like this. So in place of 1 kg, I can write down 1000 gram, and in place of 1 meter, we can write down 100 centimeter per second square. When we combine this, then this is equals to 10 raised to power 5, because 3 plus 2, 5 gram centimeter square, and this is equal to 1 Dian. This is equal to 1 Dian. That means 1 Newton equals to 10 raised to power 5 Dian. Learn this relation, it is very important. This is small derivation. Clear? Clear? Now I have already told you that Newton's second law of motion also come with the change of momentum, because what is here A? A is only the change of momentum, mv minus u upon t. This m is already been included here, that's why A equals to v minus u upon t. Then F equals to m v minus u upon t. That means this is change of, complete equation is change of momentum, and according to Newton's second law, I have substituted Pf minus Pi will be replaced by F, because F is the force applied, then only the momentum of the body gets changed. Clear? Students, till here do the book reading. Clear? Rest of the part I will give you in the next video.